celebrating the Hispanic Heritage Month, we have the pleasure to interview from Houston, Texas, Helen Cavazos. Welcome to Mujer Latina Today.
Thank you so much, Lorena. I'm so pleased to be talking to you today, and I feel that we Latinas have a kinship to stay together, and we always enjoy talking about our families and our careers and what's most important to us, our passion for our heritage. And it's so important to be celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month, and so I'm so pleased that I was selected to participate in this interview.
Elena, how did your childhood affect you in what you have become today?
Oh, I feel it was so important in what I am today. I grew up in a migrant family in a very small community in South Texas along the Rio Grande Valley, and my parents crossed the border between Mexico and Texas when they were very little. My mother was a baby and my dad was a young boy. I am a first-generation Latina. My dad was educated in Mexico, and he attended school for a short time, and my mom had to quit school to take care of her siblings as a very young girl. That was the plan in the day. So she had limited education, but she was a very strong woman, and she raised 6 children with limited means. I always felt I was different because we spoke Spanish, and we had to learn English when we went to school, and we were disciplined for speaking Spanish. I also was the translator for my family. So I grew up very fast, but I felt looking back that it provided me with the leadership skills that I've used throughout my life experiences. I was the oldest of my 5 sisters, and I have an older brother, but I always felt I was the leader because I had to be the role model for my siblings. My mother had an attitude that there was nothing we couldn't do that we wanted to do. She had a can-do attitude, and she was always saying, "Si se puede." Long before I heard a tribute to Cesar Chavez, although he was my hero as I began to take pride in my ethnicity and because he cared about the issues affecting migrant workers. We traveled to the northern states to follow the agricultural crops, and it gave our family an opportunity to see other parts of the country and the way that other people lived, and that we would never have seen without that opportunity. Looking back, I think that was the start of really forming the person that I am today.
So, how was the school? I know that you came, we have a journey. How was the journey to be a successful entrepreneur, business owner, but also specialized in diversity? How was your journey? Was there any moment where you found obstacles to overcome?
Oh, gosh, there's challenges in everyday life, no matter where we are and what we do. As I was coming up the ranks when women and minorities were not considered for management positions, I was very ambitious, and I was always driven, and I wanted more than a secretarial job because in my day, that's all that we could get. And I had too many strikes against me in the beginning. First, I was a woman. Second, a Latina. Then I was a mother with 3 young children, and I did not have a college degree. But I did not let that stop me. I had obstacles at home and at work, but I kept on trying until I got a position where I could show my employers what I could do. I worked hard in long hours, but I was always selected to participate in training programs, and that provided me with the experience to move up the career path. In many cases, I have been the first Latina to hold the positions that I have held. I have to give credit to the McDonald's Corporation that gave me the opportunity to do what I love to do, working with the diverse groups of people. They provided me with training and opportunities to move up a career path and to develop my skills in the area of human resources and diversity consultant. Really one of the best companies for Latinos, and for that matter for women, and for all diverse groups. And I still do some consulting work for them. I started working for McDonald's in the Houston region, and then I was promoted to head the human resources in Hawaii. And then I was promoted to the corporate headquarters in the Chicago area to work in the diversity department. So I have lived in the Midwest as well, Lorena, so I know what the winters are like over there. But I have a passion of working in the diversity arena. Most recently, I was the Vice President of Human Resources and Chief Diversity Officer for Metro. That's the Metropolitan Transit Authority of Houston, and I was the first Latina to ever hold that position. And it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge because a lot of the times, not only as a Latina but as a woman, these positions are very demanding. You have to work hard to give a lot of your time. But if you love what you're doing and you enjoy what you're doing, you do the best that you can. That, to me, is the secret to success.
secret of success, because we're talking about being a Latina in Houston. You believe that the Latinas in corporate world face the same problems depending on the region? For example, you are in Texas and I'm in Cincinnati. There is a difference. What do you think?
Well, if we're talking about two different things here. We're talking about corporate America. I believe that there's a lot of opportunities in the big cities. I believe that I really earned my wings in Chicago because you have the work ethic, you have the high standards, you have the expectations, and it really gave me the opportunity to grow as a woman and as a career, for a career and opportunities. But for an entrepreneur, Houston is just tremendous because there's no zoning in the Houston area. You can have a home, you can have your business out of your home, and also Houston is now the most diverse city in the country, and there's close to 41% of Latinos in Houston, and we really have we're the last region to be hit by the economy, and we're making a very strong recovery. There are many wealthy Latinos coming to the Houston area, starting or forming companies, as well as the older established Latinos who have been here for second and third and even fourth generation. Houston is very business friendly.
But
we've got the oil companies here, medical center, but so I believe that that's an advantage. The cost of living is low, the housing is the best in the country. But the Midwest has its share, that has its share of its downturns, but there are many resilient people that have a high work ethic and determined to make a go of their business. But I'm sure that there are struggles everywhere. You just have to make the most of it.
yeah.
For example, New York is the mecca for businesses, but the cost of living and the elements make it a little difficult, but the stakes are very high. So, I think it's what you make of what you have. And it's going to be a challenge no matter what. I've lived in different areas of the country, including Hawaii. And there were some challenges there, too, because of the high cost of living. Mm-hmm. And the home ownership there is very difficult. But people are resilient and they make it. How do other people make it? They just do the same thing that our ancestors did, the same thing that our parents did when they came from, for example, my family. They came with nothing on their backs. They just came. And they were looking for a better opportunity. And that's why I feel very strongly about this whole immigration issue, that I think that we need to support them and we need to find ways to make it better for people to come to America.
You are a business owner. Can you talk about why you decide to start your own business?
Yes, I was working for the Metropolitan Transit Authority for the last 5 years, and they recruited me for this position. But before I came to Metro, I had already started my business. I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit. I felt that I could, I'm very self-driven. I could do things, and then I have some skills that I can manage. I think as Latinas, we're very entrepreneurial. So I took the retirement package for Metro, and they gave me, extended benefits and a small pension. And I thought that with my knowledge, skills, and abilities, I could restart my company. So I recently restarted the company, and I formed a partnership with a colleague of mine who we have the same likes and the same work ethics and high standards. And we have a company called Elite Career Solutions, and it includes executive recruiting, leadership and diversity development, and teaching and counseling executives on marketing and branding themselves for communities. So I feel that there's some things that I can share with them about my experiences that I can share with the young people coming up and others that are trying to make it in the corporate environment.
Helen, you have been a Latina, you have been a business owner, you have been a successful, working in corporate America. You've been a successful leader. You have won many, many awards. You have given back to the community. You are like nunca dejas de trabajar, no? You never stop working. But do you have a secret to success? Something that worked for you and you would like to share with us?
Well, really, it really is no secret. It's just being the best that you can be, no matter what job or what position you have. If you can be the very best and give your best and you work smart, and you have to be prepared for that opportunity. By that I mean if you need additional training or development, find out what that is and move in that direction of your dreams. And lastly, I think you have to have a collaborative spirit and help others to move up the career path and think positive. It all sounds hokey and and things you've already heard and you read about in books and magazines, but it's true. 80% of what you do is people relationships and how you relate to others, whether it's your coworkers, your boss, your colleagues. And the other 20% are your technical skills and your abilities, which should be a given. You should be prepared with that 20%, your education, your experiences, and your talents. But how you use your talents and your skills to get things accomplished is very, really, I always have that in my mind about what my mom used to say. She said, puede, and don't give up. Don't ever give up. And be persistent about what you're trying to do. And I think people will see your passion and your love of what you do, and they will believe in you. So that would be, the advice that I would give to aspiring leaders.
How do you define yourself today?
Well, I believe that I'm a leader. Leadership skills, sometimes people say, are you born a leader or you develop your skills to be a leader? I think it's a little of both, and I think it's what you make with what talents you were given and how you aspire and really how you live your life. So if I were to define myself, I would say that I am persistent and I am determined and I am very self-directed. I know the areas that I want and I focus on that, and I try to also inculcate in others and to have faith in yourself, have faith in God, and to move forward. And every day is an opportunity to succeed. Every day you have a clean slate. Every day you can rise up in the morning and say, I'm going to make this day the best day of my life, because you know what? It could be your life.
Helen, when you look back, when you start working and you refuse, you want more because you don't wanna be a secretaria, you wanna be more. And do you think that we have changed as a Latinas, as Hispanas? Do we have more power? We have more voice? What do you think?
Oh, definitely, Lorena. I see so much. I think very positively, and I always see the light at the end of the tunnel. I always felt that there was going to be more, and there's going to be more opportunities. I see so many Latinas that are succeeding. I mean, I was just thinking about a woman that I really admire, Maria Rios, she started a waste management company, a recycling company, and she was working while she was going to college. And now she owns her own company. She started with one truck, and now she has, I think, 20 trucks. Wow. And she is one of the first Latinas to go into not only a man's world, but to have a Latina to start from scratch. And now she's being recognized all over the country for what she has accomplished and what she has done. And I believe she came from El Salvador. And so I see a lot of women succeeding, not just women, but men as well. But Latinas in general, I think that there are more women starting businesses today. I see more women leaders in the corporate world, and they're succeeding. There's more women that are getting their college degree and they're becoming lawyers. It's just amazing. I'm just amazed to see a lot of the young professionals coming up and the third and fourth generation of Latinas that are really making it. All you have to do is pick up one of the magazines and like what you're doing and highlighting the women, because we need that recognition. If we don't do it to ourselves, who is going to give it to us? So I believe that there has been progress and there continues to be progress.
Well, thank you so much, Helen. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for giving an opportunity to celebrate your work, your leadership, and Mujer Latina today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Lorena, y que tengas buen día, ¿eh?